Right, once you download Docker Desktop, let's go ahead and open up Together. And the installation process is super easy. So here I'm going to search for Docker, press enter, and then open. And you can see that it's actually loading. And there we go. So Docker is up and running. Now open up your terminal or command line. So this is my beautiful terminal, and I'm using ZSH and iTerm. And also, if you want to learn more about using the terminal, command line, bash, vim, and all of that good stuff, I also have a course. So in here, so terminal, bash, and vim essentials as well for free. So this is really essential that you learn how to use. So here I'm going to type Docker and then image and then ls. So here you can see that this is empty. So basically we have no images in here. And also if I type docker ps, we have no containers up and running. So what we want to do is, so we want to build an image for our jar file and then run a container. So before we even push to Docker Hub, we want to build an image and then run a container locally. Then once we verify that it's working, then we can push it to Docker Hub. So Jib, this library right here, allows us to containerize our Java applications. And the cool thing about it is that we don't even need to have Docker installed in our local machine. And the reason why I told you to install Docker is so that we can build a local image right here in our local machine so that we can test it. So if I open up the documentation for Jib, and by the way, you can find this link under the description of this video. And this is the GitHub page, by the way. And basically Jib builds optimized Docker and OCI images, and OCI stands for Open Container Initiative, and basically this contains some specifications around building these images. So basically it builds optimized Docker and OCI images for your Java applications without a Docker daemon right here. So here you see that if I say Docker ps, you can see that this returns back. But if I basically open up Docker in here, and then if I quit Docker Desktop and then type Docker and then ps, you can see that cannot connect to Docker daemon, right? Is Docker up and running? And basically with Jib, if we want to build a Docker image, we don't need to have Docker installed in our machine. But as I said, the only reason why I told to install Docker is so that we can build a local image so that we can run it locally before we push it to Docker Hub. So in here you can see that you can read more about it, but it's really nice. It's super fast. As you can see, it's daemonless, so no need for Docker, and they have a quick start. So here with Maven, Gradle, so on and so forth, and also with Spring Boot and other examples. And basically you can read how Jib works. So next, let's go ahead and use Jib to build a local image that we can then use to run our application.